Welcome back to Sane Sunday Live. It's great to see you again. Congratulations for viewing, playing, and more RPM. First in chat. And on this show, we always go through some car trivia. Let me fix that audio. Sorry about that. Got that fixed now. We always go through some car trivia. But before we get to the car trivia, we'd like to shout out all our hashtag Insane friends that are participating in the live marathon that we do every week for the hashtag Insane Friends community. There are 11 channels participating in 9 different cities and 2 different continents.
Awesome.
There are also, so thanks to all those hashtag Insane friends participating car community and sane community members doing their lives during the week.
These are my nail polishing glasses. You know,
oh, okay.
Super strong.
Oh no! So you need to grab your not so strong glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a couple announcements for the local car shows. Every show, we like to drive a little traffic to the children's charity car shows and the veterans charity car shows. And then we get to the car trivia, which this is our second week of NASCAR trivia. And we have another NASCAR announcement before we get to the NASCAR trivia. But first, let's get to the calendar of events and help out those car shows. Now, it's, of course, July. So in July, on Saturday, the 13th, we have the 3rd annual Veterans with PTSD Benefit Car Show. It's goes on from the 12th to the 14th, so it's an all weekend thing. The car show itself, there's many different events, but the car show itself is on Saturday, the 13th at 2123 Fairburn Road in Douglasville, Georgia. There are over 50 awards and live music, door prizes, and a pinup contest. It's from 9 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, the 13th. Then in August, we have the first Saturday of August, the Cruise and Chatsworth Car Show from 9 to 3 at Tractor Supply in Chatsworth, Georgia, right here at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. This is to benefit the Bagley Middle School football team. So all the kids on the football team there, they're needing jerseys and other equipment. So we're going to try to help them get that taken care of. On the 17th, there are 2 really big car shows for around here. One is the Time to Shine from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the North Georgia Fairgrounds. I'm sure you've seen some of our coverage of that. But there's also on the same day, since we have to choose, we're of course going to choose supporting the children of St. Jude's at the 14th annual St. Jude Children's Hospital Car Show, put on by Roy Davis from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that will be in, forget the name of the venue. It's in Ringgold. It's not at the high school anymore. It's right behind the Ringgold library. The library in Ringgold. Big, huge field behind the library. It's in our videos of last year's St. Jude Children's Hospital. Cool. All the information is there. Also, the flyers and everything for the events are on our Saneauto Facebook page and our Car Show Cars and Cruisers of North Georgia Facebook page and our Dalton Facebook page. There's people putting information about these events on those pages all the time.
Okay, the
also on our Saneauto Facebook page is this calendar of lives from the hashtag Insane Friends to show you when and where everybody is live, what their channels are, and when they're on. And Sundays, the third Sunday of every month, you can catch Tim Bearden from Hot Rod Madness. And every Sunday of the month, you can catch us right here, Sane Sunday Live on Saneauto at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 4:30 p.m. California time. Followed by Gregory Salvatore at 9 p.m. Then Monday, it is Etard Adventures at 9 p.m. And Tuesday, Bugsification at 9 p.m. Wednesday, we are have the hashtag Insane Friends show on Sane Enterprises. Excuse me. Sane Enterprises at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 4:30 California time. Followed by Muscle Car Appraisal at 9 p.m. Then Thursday, it is Dorito and the Lucha Cabra at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is 6 p.m. California time. And they are broadcasting out of California. So is Easy 2 Tips and Tricks, Tips, etc., etc. It starts at between 10 and 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 to 7:30 Pacific time, California time. Then Saturday, we wrap it up with Choppers Rule 1 at 6:30 p.m., followed by Fab Automotive Detailing at 9 p.m. Choppers Rule 1 is broadcasting out of Australia, so
but we don't know when that's
6:30 p.m.
right?
Here it is,
He made an announcement.
That's right. He made an announcement. He is going to be changing his time, and we do not know what his new time is for the hashtag Insane Friends calendar. So we will be getting back to that as soon as we can. We'll let you know. Woo! Thank you, Reviewing, Playing, and More. Woohoo! Woo! Awesome. Thank you for the super chat. You are super awesome. Reviewing, Playing, and More. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, please do. He is our local fix your computer, upgrade your computer guru. He knows exactly how to do all the computer stuff.
If he was local to here,
well,
I'd give
he's
him
on
this
the
thing
East
and
Coast.
let him fix this for me.
But he's in Canada.
Yeah.
But through the internet, he's right here.
Yeah,
he's right here with all of us.
Through the internet, but he can't help me.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got some way of fixing computers over the internet. He's got some kind of program and stuff. So as far as what we need to get done, we do need to get with him on that and talk to him about that, because he has some kind of program he can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it. I'll just have to check with him.
He says we're a bit blurry today.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, it seems like it's focusing right now, so if it's still blurry, even when the Logitech webcam here is focusing, we're probably running low on bandwidth.
I look like...
oh, yeah, see that on your device there. Yeah, we must be having low bandwidth today.
I pretty much look like Picasso picture. Yeah. Sorry
well,
about
our
that,
announcement
guys.
today for the news today, right before we get to, and we're about to get to some trivia. Right before
I'm
we get
in
to the
witness
trivia.
relocation program. That's why my face is blurred out.
This weekend is going to be, what we've heard is going to be the last weekend of the 4th of July celebration at Daytona NASCAR race. So how many years did they done the 4th of July race?
61.
61 years.
Okay.
And this is going to be the last one.
See,
So
I
the
know
last
some of these
4th of July.
answers.
Yeah, well, you lived in Florida for quite a while.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, and the
So
only
it's kind
thing,
of a big
the
draw.
Floridians, they just want to go over to the Daytona to watch them wreck. They don't want to go to see the race.
So this is one of the most exciting things.
I don't understand that. They could get hurt. That's like people watching those videos of people falling down.
Yeah.
People could get hurt. That's not nice. But I guess I'm not a guy, so I don't understand it. Anything anybody could get hurt with, it bothers me.
Right. So our first question of the night for trivia, car trivia, NASCAR trivia.
I know the answers.
Is,
I got a cheat sheet.
well, it starts with a little history lesson. The high bank 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway hosted the first.
Matt MPG, hi, how you doing?
Hey, Matt,
Sorry
what's
about the
happening?
blurry picture. We're
in the
hustle
Appalachian
paintings,
Mountains,
or we're in witness relocation. I haven't decided what story I'm going with yet. I'll let you know later on, okay?
And you missed our announcement about NASCAR. They're having the last 4th of July celebration race at Daytona, which has been a tradition for how many years now, honey?
61 years. And they're not going to do it anymore. I don't understand it.
But our first trivia question tonight is the high banked 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway hosted the first Daytona 500. What year was it? What year was it that they hosted the first Daytona 500? And that's where they're having the 4th of July race for the last time this weekend.
Yeah. And it was supposed to be on the 4th of July, but guess what?
It rained.
It rained.
It rained, and
so they
put it off. I think they think they put it off till today.
Yeah.
And well, they usually have it either on the 4th of July or the closest weekend to the 4th of July. And I think it was planned it was going to be this weekend on Saturday to be very close to the 4th of July, because it's not just a race, it's a big celebration. It's a big draw. A lot of people go to Florida.
You ain't playing, and Moore says 1959.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yay!
Very good. Woo!
Awesome.
He's a winner.
Woo!
Dennis is a winner.
Okay, let's do Dennis. Let's show that chair, that wonderful chair again.
Yes. Yes. He's not only
and
got
his Lazy Susan. That's awesome. That's a wonderful idea.
and his growth is part of the proof.
Every side of the computer that he's working on.
Yes, that is
awesome.
One of the things. You can not only learn how to work on your computer, but you can also learn a few tips and tricks on how to make videos that'll make your channel more successful. And if you look at the success of his channel, you can see that he's doing a lot of really good habits.
And he's got some awesome thumbnails.
Yes.
They're not as colorful as our thumbnails, but his
and by the way, that was
a
awesome.
little bit more serious than ours.
That was awesome RV that you did a walkthrough on there, Dennis. It was a great RV. The only reason we don't have an RV or a camper trailer or something, but well, you know, I've been wanting a camper trailer or an RV or something like that for later on when things get calmed down. And, you know, I'm doing more and more on the internet and less with parts and cars and stuff, so that eventually we're going to want to travel. And I was thinking about, you know, either our van that we have now and putting a camper trailer or something on there behind that. But that van RV that he did a walkthrough on, one of the real selling points on that thing is it's not only does it look just as comfortable as any other RV, you know, if you don't have kids with you and stuff. I mean, it's not big enough for a whole family, but for a couple like us, that would be nice. And then
we don't have anybody else.
You find out you're watching the video and you find out it averages 26 miles to the gallon. You could afford the vacation in that. I mean, you could afford to vacate long vacations in that. You could take that all over the place because it's not going to eat you alive like a traditional RV. Most of those RVs that I've repaired and fixed and laid under, these guys are living in them, going from coast to coast, and they've got these huge 454 engines in them, and the really big 4L80 transmissions and the E4OD transmissions and stuff, and they're god awful expensive to fix. And
well,
they suck a lot of gas, but that thing is that's amazing. That's right there the kind of gas mileage that the Camry gets. I think it had a queen size bed in it too. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, there's 5 people watching me and only 3 people like me.
So our next question, our next NASCAR question is, who won that first Daytona 500? Who won that first Daytona 500 in 1959? You can't win. You can't participate because you're already a winner.
He gets about 27 miles per gallon in the dad van. 2019 Chrysler Pacifica. We get 40.
So Matt MPG gets 27 MPG.
Yep.
In a 2019 Chrysler Pacifica. That is amazing. Those vans have come a long ways.
Reviewing, playing, and more, says Lee P.
So there's your hint, guys. Reviewing, playing, and more RPM.
Lee Petty, Matt MPG says.
Awesome.
Ding, 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 yay!
There you go. Lee Petty. Lee Petty.
Awesome. We get 43 miles per gallon in
Let's see
our
if we can
Prius.
find a picture of that. Yeah, if you see right there, that was a very, very close race. Now, from this angle, it looks even closer. And what happened was most people would see it like this on the second shot right here. And there was a big dispute over this. It took them 61 hours to decide who won this race. It was so close. And the decision came down to when they got hold of some footage from a news crew that had been filming the race, and they looked at the footage and they could see that Lee Petty won by only 2 feet. And this is back when the cars were like 18 feet long, and he won by only 2 feet. Well, I was hoping that would show us, but I guess we don't have enough bandwidth.
Try. Did you hit the T? Oh,
That thing?
Yeah. Well,
That's
he's not doing
we
it.
don't have enough
That's
bandwidth for it to
sad.
pull up the thumbnail. I don't think
Well-
it's going to pull up the video.
Okay. Well, that's sad.
Yeah, that's sad. I was hoping to show a picture of that.
Well, you got to put Matt MPG on screen
Yes, I do.
share anyway.
Yes, I do. Let's get that first. Where are we at here?
Hi, how you doing? That's me over there. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I looking down here at this computer? Or am I looking at myself?
Oh, come on, computer.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have
There we go.
a breakup on this internet thing.
Woo! Arguing with the computer.
Lee and Ladybug.
Matt has still got a lot of car content on the channel, including it's Pennsylvania, isn't it, where you're covering the car scene? So also the East Coast, but further north. So while we're getting footage between Chattanooga and Atlanta and all over North Georgia, Dalton area, Tunnel Hill, Ringgold, Port Oglethorpe, lots of coverage of the car scene around here. And of course, our repair videos are still going strong. Matt MPG, you can count on him to get you some coverage of the car scene up there, and I think it's Pennsylvania.
Okay, he
Correct me if I'm wrong.
says the second video from the beginning is one of his best.
Awesome. Was that
So
the Run
just
What
to
You
let-
Brung video?
The two Camaros in the thumbnail, he says.
Right, and nice flag paint job just in time for 4th of July.
So everybody needs to check that one out.
Absolutely. We're thinking about changing our trailer video to one of our best videos instead of having a trailer video.
Matt MPG filmed his first wedding yesterday.
All right.
That's awesome.
Did you do that with that new Canon EF 70 to 200 millimeter lens?
How much does one of those jobs go for?
Going a wedding around here, I think they a few $100s, depending on how many photos and if there's going to be any video and that kind of thing. Makes a big difference on how much it is. And some of them do a certain amount plus an hourly rate, and it usually ends up being a few $100s per wedding. Now, if it's going to be a big elaborate wedding, it's going to be more than that.
Well, this is.
That's in the area down here in North
big
Georgia.
one.
And
Not gonna be big.
Pennsylvania, there's more money in Pennsylvania, so I would imagine it costs more in Pennsylvania.
Okay, he charged 500.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And Gregory says a few thousand for each photo and video.
Yeah. And the experience and ability level of the photographer has a lot to do with it too.
Well, I want a good photographer.
Now our next NASCAR question is, in 1979 was the first live TV broadcast from flag to flag coverage of a 500-mile race. Which track was it? This should be an easy one. I tried to make these things easier this week, and it looks like it's working.
What? No, they're just easier to Google. Okay, what?
Okay. In 1979, this is our third trivia question. In 1979, the first live television broadcast from flag to flag. So it wasn't the first live broadcast of a NASCAR race. It was the first live from flag to flag, from beginning to end. They just broadcast the entire race. Coverage of a 500-mile race. This occurred in 1979. It took them till 1979 before they started
Buster
broadcasting
Tim
these
says
things.
Daytona.
Buster Tim is right.
Ding, 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 ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding. Buster Tim. Good job, Buster Tim. That is absolutely right. It is Daytona. Daytona we've been talking about.
Oh, by the way, before we get off of Matt MPG's, I love his thumbnails.
Very good. And congratulations on your wedding filming job.
Yes, and they're very interesting. The food looks good, appetizing, and
yeah, he goes to more than just car shows and stuff. And cruise-ins.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there. It's always entertaining.
Yep. Let's see here. I've got to go back to this page.
No, not me.
And let the chat catch up on my computer here. Remember the bandwidth. Mr. Tim, there it is right there. Grab that channel.
All right.
There's the 74 Laguna and the 74 Chevelle Laguna. So it's just getting started with some car content here. And of course, the same stuff that was out during the same era we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
We have last NASCAR trivia, we were way back at the beginning in the 50s and 60s, and now we've made it to the 70s. Notice most of the stuff that's going on in NASCAR in our trivia now is during the 70s. And I
remember the 70s. I was 2. In 79, I was 2. That's my story. I'm sticking to that.
I was 12,
I wasn't.
so I was very much into NASCAR at the time.
I wasn't.
And
I was into Hot Wheels. And I had a Hot Wheels track.
I didn't get to go to NASCAR very much. I was
had
very
a-
interested in NASCAR. And I get to see some of the stuff on television. I mostly went to martial arts.
I'm
in
not telling
school.
you when I was really born, Madam.
School and martial arts and
It ain't gonna happen.
riding anything on the street that had wheels that I could get my hands on or build myself. Of course, I didn't build things very well back then. I would build bicycles with no brakes and go down steep hills and get stitches.
Yeah, Matt, when I was a little girl, I had this racetrack my granddad bought for me, and you would stick the gas. It had a gas tank. I mean, a gas. What do you call it? A gas pump. And you would stick it in the hole in the back of the car, and apparently that would charge the car up somehow. And then you take it out and you set it on the track, and the car would go. Don't know how it worked because I was too little to figure it out. But anyway, I would play with that thing for hours. I do too. I got lots of Hot Wheels. I got Batmobiles. I got
Gregory's Camaro is named Hot Wheels.
I know.
Yes, okay, tell us about your Hot Wheels.
And I got Mustangs, and I got weird mock-ups. I got one that was, oh, I do too, Matt.
You're only 2 years before me, Buster Tim.
Don't you tell nobody that. We were born in 78. I want him to buy me the Batman Legos. I saw some Legos in Walmart. Zolu! Yay! How you doing?
All right, great to see you, Zolu.
Well, I saw some Legos in the Walmart the other day, and it was a set of Batman. You know me, I gotta have the Batman.
Yes, you got
did you see my new? They didn't see my new Batmobile, but it's already in the case.
I haven't had that. They haven't seen that new set of Hot Wheels.
Batmobiles either.
Yeah, they're Bat vehicles.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that either. All right, our next question. Our next NASCAR question is during that 1979 Daytona 500 race at Daytona.
Yeah. What happened?
Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison had a really bad wreck on the last lap.
Yeah. That sounds like a movie.
Now, there's another, yeah, it was like out of a movie scene because another driver dramatically avoids this wreck and makes an exciting finish to win that race. Who was that driver? Who was the driver?
I know.
Made it through that wreck.
I know.
And won that race.
I know.
And Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison were battling for the lead. They were in the lead, and they were battling for the lead, and then they had a wreck. Took them both out of the race. It was so bad they could not even finish.
Nope, not Allison.
Yeah. Yeah, Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough could not finish the race. They were both wrecked. right there on the very last lap while they were battling for first place.
It's almost a pity what happened.
So one of them would have won, and the other one would have been second place. But they wrecked.
It's almost a
And then
pity
this next driver.
what happened.
Lou, there
Petty,
you go.
yay!
Yes.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding,
ding.
ding, ding. It was Richard Petty.
Awesome.
Richard Petty, the king
now
himself.
we get to see who's on Lou's page. I'm so happy.
The king himself pulled it out and won that race. Just chat a chance to calm down. Yeah, see, this is working better. I may going way to the very beginning of NASCAR last weekend made it just a little bit too difficult.
Wow,
Questions were a
look
little
at
bit too
that. I
difficult.
like that. Nice banner.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit of
neat.
slow shutter speed makes those car lights look amazing.
Yeah, I like lasers. That's
So-
awesome. And how many subscribers now? Yay!
Yeah, it's over 1,000 now,
Awesome!
and he's still catching all that good footage of the car scene in Detroit, Michigan.
Ooh, look at
So-
all of those. Those are awesome thumbnails.
So Matt's got the car scene in
Very
Pennsylvania.
informative.
We've
when
got the
he's
stuff
telling
down
us
here
about
in
the
Georgia
products. That's awesome.
and some of Tennessee, and then you can
I
check
like
out
that.
Detroit, Michigan on Uzo Lou's page, and don't forget you can check out the car scene in North Carolina on Camaro Times channel.
And I really like the.
He just put out a new
neon
video
color.
today, which I really appreciate because I was asking him about some stuff to do on DaVinci that would make my videos a lot better. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and he made another video, another how-to video on DaVinci. I watched it today, and it was exactly what I needed to know.
I really like that third one. You see how he.
But I already have at least half a dozen videos already edited and uploaded to the channel that I haven't done this editing trick on.
See, that
So
one, I
it will
like
be
that
later
one.
videos that you'll see the new editing tricks
You see
that I
that
learned from Camaro Time today.
You see that third.
The third one secret is out. Uzo Lou gets his own auto detailing product. Boom. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't seen that yet. I did not know. Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
But I like that thumbnail. That thumbnail is boom.
Last time I was on this channel, I was binge watching a bunch of the videos, and I think it was last week. So all these 1 week ago is the ones that I saw. The P&S brake buster wheel and tire cleaner and everything back from there. 760 horsepower, Mustang, all those I was watching. And it was 3 weeks ago he hit the 1K, the big 1K.
Oh,
Wow.
he says that
It's
one
been
is
3
a.
weeks already?
He
It
says
doesn't seem that long.
that one is a joke to the detailing ads.
Okay.
So that would be funny.
Probably
to watch.
even more interesting that way. Yeah.
And every time I see boom, I'm tempted to say bam,
Boom.
bam,
Boom.
bam.
Oh my gosh. G.I. Joe. I don't know where we got that joke from. That's a little joke we made up from after
personal
watching
joke.
while watching G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, there's a guy that all he does in the whole movie is bam.
Yeah, he usually works behind the scenes on the movies and stuff. And since we do make filmmaking, my mother was into live theater, and she did do some film making, but as an extra. But she mostly did live theater. We've always been kind of noticing the people behind the scenes and what they do and how they do it and stuff, and it's ever more noticeable to us because we're making videos and stuff now. And so this is one of the guys that's usually behind the scenes helping with the filmmaking and stuff, and he had a small part in one of the scenes. And since one of the lead actors did this boom thing and he had a chance to have a line and everything, he did that, and I'll let her do
it.
Bam. And so if you ever watch that movie again, you should check that out. It's funny. It's part of the G.I. Joe. It's near that scene, like right before they get their encampment attacked and everybody gets wiped out.
Yeah.
And they end up being some of the last Joes. Yeah, because he's
the bam.
They lowered the bam.
But we laughed and laughed and laughed.
Which another reason why we noticed the boom joke, because the boom jokes, it was an inside joke on the set of the G.I. Joe with the lead character doing the boom thing. It's very special to us because we are a military family, and my father, among his many jobs in the Air Force, woohoo! Yeah, that ching is my eBay. Something sold on my eBay. We sold another transmission part. Anyhow, my father, among many of the jobs that he did in the Air Force during Vietnam War, he was a boomer, a real boomer, not just a boomer like generation. He was a real boomer on a KC-135. And so when those fast movers would go over North Vietnam and they had to refuel in order to get back, there's a KC-135 up there that they connect with, or they just fall out of the sky. They run out of fuel and fall out of the sky. And so he was the guy in the back lowering the boom. So my father was literally, a lot of people worry about their dad lowering the boom. My father actually did literally lower the boom.
Well, now what's our next question? I do love the purple on your thumbnail, so Lou. That's awesome.
And our next NASCAR question, not our last one, is it? Yeah, we got 6 this week. We usually have 5, but we got 6 this week because I kind of figured that we might go through them pretty quickly this week. And we have been. Y'all guys have been Johnny on the spot. Y'all have been nailing these answers, man. Just one right after the other. That's awesome.
Well, Google's on point today.
Well, and it's a NASCAR weekend. They're having the 4th of July race, and everybody's got NASCAR in the front of their mind.
The last 4th of July,
Yeah, the very last. They're going to end that tradition.
So no more Daytona.
This last, well, there's going to be Daytona, but not a 4th of July.
4th of July.
Race, special 4th of July race at Daytona this weekend. Now, I don't know if they're going to. It's kind of up in the air. I don't know if they're going to have a 4th of July race somewhere else, or if not have a 4th of July race at all anymore from now on. But from now on, it's no 4th of July race at Daytona anymore, and maybe no 4th of July race at all anymore.
That's just wrong. 61 years. That's longer than
61 years they've been doing that.
That's longer
this
than
is the last
most
year.
of us have been alive.
So the 5th question is, while everyone was out of their seats, going nuts over Richard Petty's exciting finish. What was happening between turns 3 and 4? This is a little bit harder question. So it may take a little bit longer for somebody to get this one, but there was something very exciting happening.
All right, Matt.
Between
it's been
turns
awesome
3 and
having
4.
you around. You take care.
While Richard Petty was winning the race and he was going down victory lane, there's people piling up on Richard Petty's car. There's like 22 people piled up on the car. Everybody's excited. Something else very exciting is going on between turns 3 and 4.
There were people
What was
patting
going
each other
on
the back.
between 3 and 4? Yeah, well, there was some touching involved.
There was some patting on the back. Awesome job, dude. They were happy.
It was great having you here, Matt. Keep up the good work covering that car scene in Pennsylvania.
I bet nobody gets this one.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard one. It's a difficult one. If nobody gets it in a couple of minutes, I will give it away. This was just one of the most exciting finishes in race history, and it happened when, you know, some television executives finally decided that there was value in televising the entire races from beginning to end. And it just turned out that so much exciting stuff happened during this race that they were hooked and the audience was hooked. And this is something that this race is something that really put NASCAR on the map as being a sport that everybody wanted to televise and everybody wanted to get on the action, because it was such an exciting race and so much happened, and it finished so excitingly. And so it was a good thing that it was a very exciting race, because it convinced the television executives to now, after this, all the television executives and all the major channels wanted to get NASCAR on their channels. And of course, back then we had 3 major channels and then a few UHF channels that you could never see. You never could get your antenna right to get those. And most people in our income level, being a military family, we couldn't afford the new cable that had just come out. We didn't have any of that until the 80s when it became more prevalent and the price came down. You probably already had it in the late 70s like that.
Yeah.
But we didn't have it until the early 80s, like 82, 83, something like that.
Yeah, we had to hook it was a little box.
Because I wasn't living in the best part of town in Atlanta at that time.
Neither was I. I was living in Stone Mountain.
Yeah, it was way better than the part of Atlanta I was living in.
Well,
my uncle had mattresses up against the front wall.
Mine was in the suburbs.
Yeah, we were in what is now known as Midtown, but Midtown wasn't nice then. It was downright dangerous.
Well, we had and I lived in Chambly, Brookhaven. Yeah. So I was in the, hey, Camaro time! Yeah!
Woohoo! All right, Camaro time's here. He might know the answer to this question. Of course, he missed a lot of the, most of the questions on NASCAR today ended up being Daytona Speedway. And the first one was the High Bank 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway hosted the first Daytona 500. What year was it? And Reviewing Plane and More RPM got that correct with 1959. As a matter of fact, it was February of 1959. So it was early 1959. Then the second question was, who won that first Daytona 500? And Matt MPG got that correct with Lee Petty. Lee Petty won that first Daytona 500, and it was a very close photo finish. Of course, they didn't do the photo finishes yet. They had to spend 61 hours deciding who had won that race. And they finally came back with a decision after they got hold of some footage from a news crew who had been filming the finish of the race.
Yeah.
And found out that Lee Petty was 2 feet ahead of the second and third place vehicles. And during a time when the cars were like 18 feet long, he only had 2 feet ahead. Then the third question was, in 1979, the first televised live flag-to-flag coverage of a 500-mile race. Which track was it on? And of course, that was Daytona. And it was Buster Tim that got that right. Buster Tim got that question correct. And the fourth question was, during that 79 Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison had a really bad wreck at the last lap. They're on the last lap. They're battling for first place. One of them was going to end up first place. The other one was going to end up second. And then they have this horrible wreck that is so bad they cannot even finish the race. So in a dramatic move, another driver avoids the wreck and goes into first place and wins the race. Who was this driver? Of course, that driver was
Richard Petty.
the King, Richard Petty, 1979. All this is happening in the first start to finish live televised race on television in 1979. Pretty much puts NASCAR on the map as being something that all the television execs want to have on their platform at the time. And now our fifth and not quite final question. While everyone was out of their seats going nuts over Richard Petty's exciting finish, what was happening between turns 3 and 4? Something exciting was happening between turns 3 and 4 during the end of that race. While Richard Petty is on victory lane with like
Fight.
22.
Camaro time.
Ding, 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 ding. Fight. Between 3 and 4. Yes. Cale Yarborough was duking it out with the Allison brothers because and fighting over who caused the wreck. And they were literally having a fist fight between turns 3 and 4. The television crews didn't know who to cover. They were all over the place trying to get victory lane and get the King going down victory lane with like 22 people on his car, but at the same time there's an exciting fight going on.
You got to get the screen share going.
Yes,
Somebody
I do.
won. And it's almost time to get off of here.
And earlier I was talking about this new video that Camaro Time put up.
That's awesome.
And it says right here, Lemonade. That is the video I was talking about. Don't let the title of the video fool you. That is a really cool tutorial on how to do some great stuff in DaVinci editing software that I've been wanting to do in our Saneauto videos for quite a while. Now, it will be a couple of weeks before you get to see me doing this stuff in the videos on Saneauto, because I have already edited several videos that are already scheduled to go up on the Saneauto channel over the next couple months. And so not all these videos will have the new cool editing stuff that Camaro Time is talking about in his editing tutorial here. But you're probably all going to want to do stuff like this once you watch that video and see what he's talking about and how to do it.
And look at that.
It's some cool new editing stuff.
Look at that.
That I just couldn't figure out how to do it on my own. And now that I've seen him do it, I'm already doing some similar stuff with photos. And so it's going to be really easy for me to incorporate these animations into the editing process that I already do. And it's going to be cool. I'm going to lose sleep thinking of all the things I can do with this stuff that Pete taught me.
It sounds like another Bottle Caps video. He's barbecuing pork chops on the propane.
Yeah, Bottle Caps does some of this stuff in his videos.
Waiting in the trees.
Yeah, some of the stuff that Pete is talking about how to do in DaVinci, Bottle Caps does some similar stuff. He's obviously well advanced at doing it, and because I've seen some stuff in his videos I would love to do. He already knows how to do this. And now I know how to do it too. Yep.
Good.
Kel Yarbrough was fighting with the Allison brothers. Of course, Donnie Allison was involved in the wreck with Carol Yarbrough, but his brother was racing that day too and jumped in there to get in the fight.
And that's the last question.
Now, later on, someone broke a record getting their 7th championship. 7th championship. I don't think anybody's ever broke this record since then either. Who was that driver? This is our last and final NASCAR question tonight.
Yeah, we got to get it to be the last one because this time we get off of here.
A 7th championship in NASCAR. Who was that? Who took home the cup?
I don't
7
know.
times.
Who did that? I did that. It was
You did
me.
that?
Yeah. It was me. Don't you see my cups over there? One of them is a Batman cup. One of them has M&M's on it. Then there's one that has a Santa Claus.
And as I mentioned before,
7 cups over there.
Camaro Time is the one that has the coverage of the car scene in North Carolina. So there's somebody in the Insane Friends, and you can check out, if you want to see the car scene just about anywhere in the U.S., not just the East Coast. You know, we got members all over that are filming the car scene here and there in their areas. But between Camaro Time and Matt MPG and Uzo Lou that are right here right now, we pretty much got the East Coast covered. And Muscle Car Appraisal, who's on at 9 p.m.
Formula One.
You know, he's on the East Coast too, but in a different area.
And then he says Richard Petty.
Ah, there you go.
First he says Michael Schumacher.
Yes, Richard Petty, the king himself.
Ding, ding, ding.
And right here, Richard Petty has been the answer twice tonight. Some of Richard Petty's cars.
That car. I seen one of those in the Cars movie.
Now, the most iconic car that I remember from the early 70s, of course, I was born on the air base in 1967, the bloodiest year of the war. So I remember these cars like his big Superbird. And then later on in the mid 70s, when I was a little bit older and I'm really looking at cars like I want to be able to have one of these one day and stuff like that, you know, I'm noticing things like he's driving a Torino at the time, and I don't see a picture of his Torino, but he was racing a Torino, a Ford Torino in the mid 70s. Is there a picture of his Torino? I don't see it. Where's the Torino? I know he drove a Torino for a while.
There's the Cars movie one.
Is there really?
They're back up there.
Back up there? Where's the Cars
right
movie?
there.
Where's that?
This the scoop, and isn't that it? The scoop one? The scoop
oh, this a Roadrunner?
Yeah.
It's got the fin on it. That's what the Superbird is the one. This one right here. This Superbird is the one that they were emulating in the Cars movie.
Oh. Okay.
With the 43 on it. Right here. This one. The Superbird with 43. 426 cubic inch Superbird. Yeah, that's one of his most iconic cars. And I think 1979, right here, this one. And I believe that was an old 442 that he drove in that race. Because remember in Atlanta, we'd already met. And for a little while, we worked at the car wash. And every once in a while, a 442 would come in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And it had the Hertz shifter and everything. And that's what he won the 1979 race with, was a 442. He was driving an old 442.
Oh, we gotta get ball caps on the on screen share because the customer just showed up. So
ding ding. Bottle caps, do you have one of those ding ding things? My first shop that I owned was on Broad Street in Chattanooga, and it was an old gas station. The pumps weren't working anymore, but you know, the islands were still there, the cover was still there, and I had 3 inside bays and 1 outside bay, so I had 4 bays with lifts. And 2 of them were the old in-ground lifts. And we still had the working, the hose that laid across the parking lot. When they run over that, it would ring a bell on the back wall. And it was nice and loud too. Ding, ding. You can hear it all over the parking lot and everything.
Wow, those are pretty. Look at those eagles. Those are also very majestic ones.
There's that thing with the strawberries.
Has a NASCAR question for you. What did Richard Petty use during a race to prevent dehydration? Mellow yellow.
I haven't got a clue. What do you use? He could have been eating watermelon in there for all I know.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I do not know. I should know that. Why don't I know that?
RC Cola. Damp rag. Okay.
Damp rag.
Yeah.
I get dehydrated just going to the gym. And it's hot in those race cars.
He would
Especially during
hold
the
it
summer.
in his mouth and drive around with it in his mouth.
It's hot in the stands.
Every time he went in the pit stop, they'd give him one.
Oh, wow.
Bye, Solo. We're getting off of here in a second, too. Who's that?
That's another one of the car guys on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I never seen him. I don't know before. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, now Bottle Caps knows how to do all this stuff with the editing that I'm going to be doing some stuff. He did some really cool stuff
He
with it
says
that
he
last
just
video.
does this on the tablet.
Does it on the tablet?
Yeah. I couldn't do that.
I wouldn't know where to begin. I have to do my editing on the laptop where I have everything way out there where I can get to it. Because I learned most of my stuff.
Marcus used to smoke while he was driving.
Everybody smoked back then.
Yeah.
John, both my parents chain smoked like crazy. I had bronchitis repeatedly. I still have rotten sinus system. And every place of business you went into, everywhere, everybody smoked.
Well, we got to wrap it up.
It was just
We don't smoke. It's been,
yeah.
how long I've been here?
It's been over 2 years since you put them down. Yep, it's been over 2 years.
I didn't put them down again to you and you lost them.
Gone, gone, gone.
It's gone. Just
It's been over 20 years for me.
You did it the day our daughter was born.
Now, if you count the times that I've accidentally lit myself on fire, now I was smoking. But then I had to go to the hospital. But not every time. I didn't have to go to the hospital every time.
My Mo and my dad. I know it was Mom, but my Mo and my dad. She gonna be mad at you about you better not let her see that. Okay, it's time for us to say goodbye.
You can't say goodbye if we don't get off screen share first. They can't even see us.
What
We're not
the
even
heck?
here. Look, we're in the dark.
Whoa, what happened?
We are so in the dark. I'm gonna
We
hit the
did-
studio lights there.
We didn't turn the lights on, did we?
Yeah, really.
Whoa, this is a
Staring into
ghost.
these lit up screens.
Ghost. The ghost show.
It is. It's the ghost show. Boom! There we are. Ta-da!
Oh, goodness. Here I come. I'm coming back. I'm trying to get back here. Just there I am. You see, I made it. I'm back. Wow. Yeah. That's what happens. Now I can see you. How are you? Are you going to have a great week? I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
And our winners tonight, we're reviewing playing in more RPM. And a big special thank you to reviewing playing in more RPM. Thank you so much for the super chat. Woo! And he's doing great too on his subscribers. He's right up there. He's probably the only one right up there close to Camaro time. They are growing fast for good reason too.
Yeah, and
Bottle Caps is over 2,000 now. Look, he broke 2,000.
yay!
So congratulations to Bottle Cap breaking 2,000. Our second winner was Matt MPG,
Yay!
and then Buster Tim,
Awesome.
And Uzo Lou.
Well, it's been a long time since we haven't had Uzo Lou.
Uzo Lou Garage.
Yay.
I used to be Uzo Lou's Garage. And Camaro Time. Such a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
He could probably answer every question. He just likes to hold back and let other people win too.
He's awesome.
And then Bottle Caps.
What is that?
Got our last question of the night.
What is that?
Everybody did great. We had 6 questions and 6 winners tonight. This, the birds and the bees, and
No,
that's a butterfly.
The other one. That.
The Grill Master.
Yeah.
That's a piece of beef.
Oh.
Close up.
Yeah. Doesn't look
It's had some
very
charring from the
yummy,
grill.
does it?
It's had some charring from the grill.
Okay. My glasses not helping.
And we're not on screen share, so they can't see what we're talking about. Anyway, she was pointing out some of the thumbnails on Bottle Cap's page here.
I was looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up, and don't
day.
forget to go to Gregory Salvatore's live at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then we have all of these hashtag Insane Friends live and throughout the week. And remember, like it says here, cooperation is much more profitable than competition. So the more people we can get together and cooperate in our live streams and help each other out.
You too, Camaro Time.
And y'all keep helping each other out.
Goodness.
Wow, look at that.
Out of focus.
Out of focus.
Whoa, that's awful.
That was ugly.
Yeah. Boom.
Y'all be sure to help each other out and help each other's channels out. And share each other on your social media.
I mean, we've been kind of out of
share
focus
each other's
anyway,
videos on your social media.
Look, we're still kind of out of focus. But
Share your videos on the Saneauto Facebook page so other people can see them. We also have the Dalton Car Scene page and the car shows and cruisers of North Georgia page on Facebook. So if y'all have, and we sometimes share other people's videos on our Twitter, things like that. So do a lot of that for each other. That helps out. If you know of a forum somewhere that somebody's video would fit in that forum, somebody's asking a question or talking about a certain topic, and one of the hashtag Insane Friends has a video on their YouTube channel, and it would fit in that forum, say something nice to the people in the forum and mention the video and drop a link to your buddy's video right there in the forum. These are called backlinks, and you can really help get a lot of traffic to that channel by, you know, sharing their videos in this way. It's one of those big growth hacks we talk about on the Sane Enterprises channel. We talk about all this kind of stuff. And we're there Wednesday nights at 7:30. We're live on there. We weren't last Wednesday. We were late getting home, and very late getting home. She was late leaving the insurance office, but she's the manager there. And
yeah,
so sometimes she can't.
Late.
Yep. She can't always get out there just on time. First one in the door, last one to leave.
Yep. That's why they pay me the mediocre bucks.
Well, it's great hanging out with you guys. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Until the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
No, stay clean. Can they still see me? You see these fingernails? You keep them clean. No, no dirty. See, that gets dirty. That looks
Show
ugly.
me the special one.
See that one? That one is very pretty.
So that's my special nail. It's just now growing back.
Don't get them dirty.
And my other customized special nail.
Don't get them dirty. Keep them clean.
Hey, Ken from California is here. This is his other channel, God's Word 777. He is easy 2 tips and tricks, etc., which I mentioned earlier, is on Thursday nights. It starts between 10 and 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. That is 7 to 7:30 California time.
You have a great one, people. Bye. Don't work hard this week. I'm not going to.
Remember, support all your hashtag insane friends. And
be good. Love each other. I love you. I love you.
We
guys
love you
too.
all. Y'all have a great
But
weekend.
I love you more.